Julia Roberts speaks out on the passing of her ex, Matthew Perry. The Oscar winner opens up about her brief stint on Friends and the tragic loss of Matthew in an interview with Entertainment Tonight published December 4th.
Matthew died on October 28, 2023 at his home in Los Angeles from acute effects of ketamine, according to his autopsy. He was 54.
Julia Roberts is one of Hollywood's most beloved stars, known for her radiant smile, charm, and unforgettable performances. But behind the glamour, recent reports suggest that Julia's health has taken a heartbreaking turn. Her husband, Danny Motter, has been by her side. But now, Danny is making a life-changing decision in response to Julia's diagnosis.
I'm with the beautiful and the talented Julia Roberts here at a very, very important event, Stand Up to Cancer.
Could this mean the end of their Hollywood love story? Will Julia's condition force her to step away from the limelight? Join us as we uncover the truth about Julia Roberts' health struggles. Julia Roberts' recent health struggles. Julia Roberts is the Hollywood goddess who brought smiles to our faces. She has carried herself effortlessly on screen or walking a red carpet. But recently, something has changed. According to recent reports, her fans and industry insiders have begun noticing changes in her appearance and demeanor. The woman known for her radiant smile and boundless energy is now very different. At first, the signs were easy to dismiss. A little weight loss here, a quieter presence there. Nothing too concerning. After all, Hollywood is full of drama. Actors change their looks for roles all the time. But this was different. Julia wasn't preparing for a demanding new character or undergoing a temporary aesthetic change.
She's become one of the biggest stars in Hollywood by starring in a string of successful romantic comedies, dramas, and thrillers.
This was something deeper, something that the demands of the industry couldn't explain away. Believe it or not, what you are about to hear will shock you. Stay with us. Those who have followed Julia's career for years saw it first in her eyes. In interviews, her gaze wasn't as sharp, as locked in as it used to be. She seemed to blink more and squint slightly when reading from cue cards or looking at her surroundings. It wasn't obvious at first, but it became impossible to ignore as time went on. The way she moved, the way she carried herself, it was all just a little off. People who worked closely with her began to notice practical changes. She started relying more on assistants to go over scripts with her on set. Where once she could skim a page and memorize her lines effortlessly, she now needed more time. Some even say she had to use larger print to read her scripts. At first, it seemed like an inconvenience, but as the weeks passed, it became clear this was more than just a small adjustment. But that is just the tip of the problem. At home, the signs were even more serious. According to close friends, Julia would sometimes miss details she would have easily caught before. Her doctors concluded that she might be going permanently blind. Insiders reveal that she had also struggled with simple tasks due to poor sight. At restaurants, menus became a struggle. The once easy habit of glancing at a phone to check messages now required more effort. When people waved at her from afar, she sometimes hesitated before responding. The change wasn't just frustrating, it was disturbing. For someone who has spent a lifetime in control of her image, career, and choices, the gradual loss of something as fundamental as vision was deeply disorienting. Fans have also gossiped online about her public appearances. Remember that Julia was always confident and comfortable in front of cameras, but now she seems more cautious. At events, she moved with more deliberation. Her once effortless red carpet stroll now appears slightly more measured. In candid photos, her expression had moments of hesitation and brief flashes of uncertainty. Those watching closely could see that something wasn't right. But the biggest rumors came after some paparazzi pictures appeared online. For instance, a set of photos was taken outside a restaurant, and Julia looked downward as she carefully stepped onto the sidewalk, as if double-checking her footing.
No cold feet here. Julia Roberts making her Cannes red carpet debut without shoes.
Another series from an event shows her adjusting her posture repeatedly as if trying to find her balance. These weren't dramatic, headline-grabbing moments, but for those paying attention, they told a story. And then there were the professional adjustments. Directors and producers who had worked with Julia for years were now making small but significant changes to accommodate her. Scripts were printed in a larger font. Lighting was adjusted on set to minimize glare. Schedules were tweaked to ensure she had enough time to prepare for visually demanding scenes. The industry, always pragmatic, was adapting to her needs without making a spectacle of it. But the reality of the situation was becoming harder to ignore. What had started as a minor inconvenience now affected nearly every part of her life. Julia was never someone who liked to admit struggle. For years, she had survived the unpredictable world of Hollywood with resilience. But this was different. This wasn't about managing the demands of fame or dealing with public scrutiny. This was physical, unavoidable, and impossible to power through with sheer will. And while she was adjusting as best as she could, an undeniable reality loomed over her. What if it got worse? Her career was built on her ability to connect with audiences through expression, movement, and nuance, which depended heavily on her eyesight. If her condition continued to deteriorate, how would she adapt? Would she have to step away from the screen? Or would she find ways to work around it, pushing forward despite the challenges? No one has the answers yet, not even Julia herself. She is focused on keeping her life as normal as possible. She is not making public statements about her health, nor is she drawing attention to her struggles. Instead, she is doing what she had always done, moving forward, adjusting, and taking things as they came. But if the history of her health struggles is anything to go by, then we can provide some explanations for her current situation. Julia's health issues and resilience will surprise you. Stay with us. Julia Roberts' past health complications. Julia Roberts' battle with her health didn't start overnight. Long before the recent struggles with her eyesight and pain, she had already faced 2 serious illnesses. She was diagnosed with spinal meningitis.
Meningitis is caused by germs that can do just that. An infection that attacks the lining around the brain and spinal cord.
And thrombocytopenic purpura for more than 15 years. She admitted during an interview that it was a terrifying period for her and her husband, Danny. Julia suffered severe headaches, sensitivity to light, and relentless fatigue. She fought through it at the time, eventually recovering enough to return to her busy life. But even though the worst seemed to be over, something like meningitis doesn't always leave quietly. It can leave behind lasting damage, some of which becomes clear years later. Now, those past health struggles seem to be catching up with her in ways she never expected, leaving Danny completely sad. Chronic pain became a part of her daily life. Some days, it's a dull ache in her neck and back, something she can push through. On other days, sharp, radiating pain makes even the smallest movements unbearable. Sitting stiffens her muscles, but standing for too long brings on exhaustion. Lying down should bring relief, but even that can be uncomfortable. No matter how she moves, the pain finds a way to remind her that it's there. Then, there are the migraines. At first, they were occasional, a few bad headaches here and there, nothing she couldn't handle. But over time, they became more frequent and more intense. Bright lights feel like knives behind her eyes. Loud noises send waves of pain through her skull. Sometimes, the nausea that comes with them is worse than the pain itself, leaving her unable to eat or function properly for hours at a time. The unpredictability is one of the hardest parts. People struggling with spinal meningitis never know when one will hit or how long it will last. But nothing has been more alarming than the problems with her vision. What started as mild blurriness has progressed to something much harder to ignore. But that is not all. Have you thought about the emotional toll? Well, losing control over something as simple as vision is terrifying. For someone as independent and active as Julia, the idea of relying on others for simple tasks is difficult to accept. Fear creeps in during quiet moments. What if this keeps getting worse? What if one day she wakes up and can't see at all? She doesn't talk about it much, but according to those closest to her, the changes are overwhelming. The stress of it all only makes things worse. Stress is known to trigger migraines, and in her case, it creates a vicious cycle. The more she worries about her health, the more frequent the migraines become. The more exhausted she feels, the harder it is to function normally. It's not just about the pain anymore. It's about how all these issues are coming together to make everyday life harder than ever. And then there's the frustration. The kind that builds up when simple things feel impossible. The frustration of struggling to read something that should be easy, of misjudging a step and almost stumbling, of having to ask for help when she's used to doing things independently. She doesn't want to let it get to her, but some days it's unavoidable. Still, Julia keeps it strong. She has always been strong and always been someone who faces challenges head-on. But this is different. What comes next is unclear. There are doctor's appointments, tests, and attempts to find answers. Research into treatments and ways to slow the progression and ease the symptoms exists. But there are no guarantees. That's the hardest part. For now, she's taking it one step at a time. She adapts where she can, rests when she has to, and learns what this new reality means. For the past has already taken its toll, and the present is full of challenges. But through it all, she had leaned on one pillar of support, her husband, Danny Moder.
17 years after saying I do, Julia Roberts and Danny Moder still adore each other, despite rumors that they are living separate lives.
You are about to witness a mind-blowing truth. The extent of Danny's commitment to Julia is commendable, and that's what we are about to reveal. Danny Moder's support for Julia. According to sources close to the couples, Danny Moder has never been the kind of man who craves attention. He built his career behind the camera, letting his work as a cinematographer speak for itself. But in his personal life, his love for Julia Roberts has always been front and center. Through the years, they have built a life together, raising a family and supporting each other through the highs and lows of Hollywood. Now, as Julia battles serious health issues, Danny finds himself in a role he never expected, as a caregiver. Julia Roberts and Danny Moder's love story began on the set of The Mexican in 2000. Julia was already a Hollywood superstar. She met Danny, a talented cinematographer, and their connection was immediate. Despite initial challenges, including Danny's previous marriage, their bond grew stronger, leading to their wedding in 2002. Over the years, the couple raised 3 children while maintaining a relatively private life away from the spotlight. Some people believe that they decided to lay low because of Julia's health struggles, due to the nature of his work as a cinematographer. Danny has to travel worldwide, and those familiar with cinematography understand that this work requires him to be on location for extended periods. Aside from that, Danny is one of the most professional cinematographers in Hollywood. That means he is one of the most highly sought after in Hollywood. But it has also meant spending long stretches away from home. As Julia's health declined, balancing work and caregiving became increasingly difficult for Danny. Recent reports suggest that Danny was forced to shift priorities. The physical and emotional toll of seeing someone you love struggle with chronic pain and progressive eyesight issues would force any man to do the same. The best part is that Danny did not leave his work either. Although there were times when he had to turn down projects to be by her side. The unpredictability of her condition only adds to the strain. Back to Julia, her health challenges have inevitably impacted her acting career. she took a 4-year break from the cameras, and after the 4-year break, she made a notable return to the big screen in 2022 with Ticket to Paradise, starring alongside George Clooney. This romantic comedy suggests that Julia is not leaving her career due to her health struggles. The film received positive reviews, with audiences appreciating the chemistry between the lead actors. However, filming was not without its difficulties. Those close to the production noted that Julia had to be more mindful of her health, requiring adjustments to filming schedules on days when migraines or fatigue became overwhelming. In 2023, Julia took on a more intense role in the apocalyptic psychological thriller Leave the World Behind. Directed by Sam Esmail, the film explores the complexities of two families dealing with a sudden technological blackout and a looming catastrophe. Julia's performance as Amanda Sanford felt real and gripping, which played a big part in the film's success on Netflix. Many people tuned in, and her acting was a major reason. But what happened behind the scenes will surprise you. While she performed gripping, insiders reported that the production team had to accommodate her health needs, particularly as her eyesight issues made certain tasks more challenging. The strain of long hours on set, combined with the emotional weight of the role, left her exhausted, leading to speculation that she might step back from acting. Looking ahead, Julia is set to star in After the Hunt, an upcoming thriller directed by Luca Guadagnino. The film, starring Andrew Garfield and Ayo Edebiri alongside Julia, is set to start filming in the summer of 2025. The story follows a college professor whose troubled past comes back to haunt her after a student accuses a colleague. The project has sparked a lot of buzz online, especially after the success of Julia's recent thriller, Leave the World Behind. But with her ongoing health struggles, many are wondering how she'll handle such an intense and demanding role. This may break the hearts of Julia's fans, but rumors have circulated that Julia might step away from Hollywood. Some industry insiders believe she may take another break to focus on her well-being and family. However, no official statements have been made, so her fans and colleagues still hope she will stay in the industry. The strain of Julia's condition also goes beyond her career. Sadly, it has affected her relationship with Danny. In 2020, the couple purchased an $8.3 million historic Edwardian-style San Francisco home. According to reports, it was Julia who requested a change of scenery. However, Danny reportedly preferred to remain closer to his professional network in Los Angeles. This preference difference led to concerns among Julia's friends, who felt she was adjusting her desires to accommodate Danny's needs. While Julia saw San Francisco as a peaceful retreat amid her health struggles, Danny's work commitments made relocation challenging. The couples finally agreed to maintain homes in both cities. Throughout these challenges, Danny's unwavering support has been a pillar of strength for Julia. Their enduring partnership demonstrates resilience and commitment, which have undoubtedly helped them through this difficult period. As Julia continues to address her health concerns, the future of her career remains uncertain. However, her legacy as one of Hollywood's most talented and beloved actresses is firmly established. That brings us to appreciate her life and dedication to her craft. Julia's impact on personal impact and professional reach will leave you speechless. Julia Roberts, impacts on the world and industry.
Julia Roberts and Ethan Hawke hit the red carpet in New York last night for the premiere of Leave the World Behind.
Julia Roberts has left an indelible mark on Hollywood and dedicated herself to many philanthropic endeavors. Beyond the silver screen, she is committed to humanitarian causes and environmental sustainability. In 1995, Roberts embarked on a 6-day visit to Port-au-Prince, Haiti, under the auspices of UNICEF. This journey was a personal mission for her, aiming to educate myself about the challenges faced by the Haitian people. Her involvement was anticipated to catalyze a surge in donations, with UNICEF officials seeking $10 million in aid at the time. Roberts' presence and genuine interest brought international attention to the region's pressing needs, underscoring her influence beyond entertainment. Her advocacy for environmental sustainability became prominent in 2006 when she assumed the role of spokeswoman for Earth Biofuels. As chair of the company's newly formed advisory board, Roberts championed using renewable fuels, reflecting her dedication to promoting eco-friendly energy solutions. This initiative demonstrates her foresight in recognizing the importance of sustainable practices long before they became mainstream discussions. Another important advocacy for her is women's empowerment. This became evident in 2013 when she participated in Gucci's Chime for Change campaign. This global initiative aimed to amplify women's voices and advocate for their rights, education, and health. Roberts' involvement added significant weight to the campaign, inspiring many to support and engage in the movement towards gender equality. Before that time, Roberts lent her voice to narrate a documentary about Rett syndrome, a rare neurodevelopmental disorder, in 2000. The project aimed to raise public awareness and understanding of the disease, shedding light on the challenges those affected and their families face. Her narration provided a compassionate perspective, fostering empathy and support for the cause. Back to her environmental advocacy, in 2014, Roberts voiced Mother Nature in a short film for Conservation International's Nature is Speaking campaign. This initiative sought to raise awareness about climate change, the value of nature, and humanity's dependence on the environment. Roberts' portrayal served as a poignant reminder of the need for environmental stewardship. Aside from her philanthropic endeavors, Roberts ventured into production and established the Red Om Films. The company's name, Motor, spelled backward, pays homage to her husband, Danny Motor. Collaborating with her sister, Lisa Roberts Gillen, and Marisa Yeres Gill, Roberts has been an executive producer for various projects, including Eat, Pray, Love and the Amazon Prime series Homecoming. Additionally, Red Om Films produced the first 4 films of the American Girl series between 2004 and 2008, showcasing Roberts' dedication to storytelling that resonates with diverse audiences. If you think that is all, then what you are about to witness will change everything you thought you knew about this Hollywood goddess. Roberts' influence extends into the fashion and beauty industries through notable endorsements. In 2006, she signed a $6 million deal with fashion label Gianfranco Ferré, with the campaign photographed by Mario Testino in Los Angeles and distributed across Europe, Asia, and Australia. Since 2009, Roberts has been the global ambassador for Lancôme, involving herself in developing and promoting the brand's range of cosmetics and beauty products. She initially signed a 5-year extension with the company for $50 million in 2010, underscoring her enduring appeal and influence in the beauty industry. In 2021, Roberts became the global face of Chopard's Happy Sport and Happy Diamonds collections. By 2023, she was announced as the brand's global brand ambassador, further cementing her status as a fashion icon. Roberts' personal beliefs and political engagements have also been integral to her public persona. In 2010, she embraced Hinduism, converting for spiritual satisfaction. She became a devotee of the guru Neem Karoli Baba, whose image drew her to the faith. During the filming of Eat, Pray, Love in 2009, a Swami in Pataudi, India, she gave her children new names after Hindu gods: Lakshmi for Hazel, Ganesh for Phineas, and Krishna Balram for Henry, to show her deep connection to her adopted spirituality. Politically, Roberts has been an active supporter of Democratic candidates. She endorsed President Joe Biden for re-election in 2024 and participated in related fundraising efforts. Additionally, she supported Kamala Harris during the 2024 United States presidential election, appearing with Harris at a campaign rally in Georgia and voicing a political advertisement for her. This involvement drew criticism from opposing political figures, highlighting the polarized nature of celebrity political endorsements. Roberts' habits have also gained public attention. Do you know that she loves going barefoot at public events? Yes, you heard that right. She has been caught barefoot at film festivals, talk shows, and even her wedding to Lyle Lovett. This trait has been incorporated into several of her movie roles, including her portrayal of Tinker Bell in Hook, adding a unique authenticity to her characters. That is not all. In recent years, Roberts has continued to balance her professional and personal life gracefully. She celebrated her husband Danny Moder's 56th birthday by sharing a rare throwback photo on Instagram featuring herself sitting on Moder's lap during pregnancy. Remember we mentioned earlier that the couple has 3 children, 20-year-old twins Hazel Patricia and Phineas Walter, and 17-year-old Henry Daniel. Roberts has expressed gratitude for the privilege of pausing her career to focus on family and health. According to her, it would never have been possible without her husband's support and her early career success. This decision reflects her commitment to nurturing her relationships alongside her professional endeavors. Roberts' journey from a young actress in Smyrna, Georgia, to an international icon embodies a blend of talent, compassion, and authenticity. Remember to mention her in your prayers. Thank you for staying with us. Should Julia Roberts give up Hollywood and focus on her health? Share your opinions with us in the comments section. If you enjoyed the video, like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Also, click the following video on your screen, and you will enjoy it.